Hi and welcome back for another tutorial on setting up your Clock PMS account. In this video we will be talking about the tax settings in Clock PMS. The tax settings determine how the information in your invoices will be arranged and how the tax will be calculated. Clock PMS offers its users several modes on setting up the tax. The first one is no tax. In the no tax mode, the net and tax columns are empty. The tax percent column shows 0% and the gross amounts are the same as the rate prices because no tax is set to the rate prices. The charge and folio reports do not show net amounts and tax amounts. The next option is tax not included in prices, rounding per line. The tax amount of each line is calculated on the basis of the following formula. The tax value equals the banker's rounding net value multiplied by the tax rate divided by 100. The gross value for each line is equal to the sum of the net amount and the tax amount in this line. The gross amount of the invoice is equal to the sum of the values in the lines of the tax column. The total tax amount of the invoice is equal to the sum of the values in the lines of the tax column. For each tax rate, the sum of the corresponding tax amount is shown in the reports. In the charge and folio reports, the net, tax and gross amounts are presented. Tax not included in prices, rounding total. No gross value for each line is calculated. The total net amount of the invoice is the sum of the net amounts in each line of the net column. The total tax amount of the invoice is calculated on the basis of the following formula. Total net value multiplied by the tax rate divided by 100. For each tax rate, the sum of the corresponding tax amounts is shown in the reports. The total gross amount is calculated as per the following formula. Total gross amount equals the total net amount plus the total tax amount. In the charge reports, only the net values are presented because the tax amounts are calculated on the basis of the folio totals instead of the sum of the tax amounts related to the individual charges. Tax included in prices, rounding per line. For each folio line, the tax base is calculated as per the following formula. The total is divided by 1 plus the tax percent divided by 100. The resulting amount is rounded to the smallest monetary unit. Example for 20% tax and final price of €100. 100 is divided by 1.2 and the rounded amount is equal to 83.33. For each folio line, the tax is calculated as price minus tax base equal to tax. Example for 20% tax, 100 minus 83.33 equals 16.67. In the folio total section, the respective amounts are calculated by summing the lines. Example for 20% tax, 2 lines each containing a final price of €100. The total tax base is equal to 83.33 plus 83.33 equals 166.66. And the total tax is 16.67 plus 16.67 equals 33.34. Let's move to the next option, tax included in prices, rounding total. The folio total is calculated by summing the gross prices of each line. Example, 2 lines each containing a gross price of €100 and their total is €200. On the basis of this total, the tax base is calculated using the following formula. The total is divided by 1 plus the tax percent divided by 100. The resulting amount is rounded to the smallest monetary unit. Example for 20% tax, €200 divided by 1.2 is equal to 166.67. The tax amount is calculated as total minus tax base equal the tax amount. Example for 20% tax, €200 minus 166.67 equals 33.33. Thus calculated, the tax base and the tax are presented in the folio total section. Additionally, the tax bases of each line are also calculated as these amounts are rounded in each line. Note: the sum of the individual tax base amounts of the folio lines does not correspond to the folio tax base. Example, for 20% tax, the tax base of the whole folio calculated as per the above formula, total divided by 1, plus the tax percent divided by 100 is 166.67, and the sum of the tax bases of the individual folio lines is 83.33 plus 83.33 equals 166.66. Now it's time to move on to the setup itself. From the main menu, go to Other, Settings, Tax Settings. Select the tax mode. Enter a short name for the tax. For example, VAT, TVA, months, GST, tax, and so on. Enter the most common tax value. It will be suggested automatically for new charges, new charge templates, and new rates. If necessary, it can be changed for each specific instance. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to visit our best practice webpage for more tips and tricks.